Pure skill comes down to what an NBA superstar can do on the basketball court, beyond physical dominance. Many will argue that Kyrie Irving is the most skilled player in the NBA today, but where does he rank among the all-time players in pure skills? It is time to find out where Kyrie Irving and the NBA's elite fall in the all-time rankings. Tier 1. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time, has a legendary scoring prowess. His ability to score from anywhere on the court, whether driving to the basket with his explosive athleticism or pulling up for his patented mid-range jumper, made him virtually unstoppable, and he ranks first all-time in career PPG, 30.1. His footwork and body control allowed him to navigate through defenses and finish with finesse. Jordan wasn't just a scoring machine, he was also an elite defender. His exceptional lateral quickness, anticipation, and relentless intensity made him a perennial NBA all-defensive team selection. Jordan's ability to lock down opponents, disrupt passing lanes, and generate steals often led to transition opportunities for his team. Across the board, Jordan was the most skilled player ever, and once you add in his elite athleticism, there is a reason he is the GOAT. Kobe Bryant, often compared to Jordan for his similar playing style and competitive mentality, is right there in terms of skill. A five-time NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers, Bryant's career averages of 25.0 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 4.7 assists per game reflect his remarkable skill set. Bryant was a scoring machine known for his versatility and scoring arsenal. His footwork was impeccable, allowing him to create space and get off shots against even the toughest defenders. Whether it was his patented fadeaway jumper, mid-range pull-up, or attacking the rim with his athleticism, Bryant had an answer for every defensive scheme. No doubt, Bryant had no weakness in his game when it came to skills, and was the closest player to Michael Jordan in that sense. Tier 2. Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Allen Iverson, known as the Answer, revolutionized the combo guard position with his lightning-quick speed, exceptional ball-handling skills, and fearless scoring ability. Despite his diminutive stature at 6'0" and 165 pounds, Iverson helped change the game by how easily he could create offense, 26.7 ppg. He was better off the dribble, had a perfect mid-range game, and could make threes as needed. Watching Iverson beat defenders off the dribble and finish around the rim, or draw fouls time and time again, made him one of the most skilled players ever. Kyrie Irving, with his exceptional dribbling skills and ability to finish around the rim with finesse, has established himself as one of the most skilled point guards in NBA history. Irving is arguably the greatest ball handler ever and has a perfect jumper that he can pull off in traffic. His finishing around the rim makes him one of one because we haven't seen any guard or forward pull off unique finishes as often as Irving does. Add in a 39.3% career three-point percentage, and Irving has no weakness offensively. Steph Curry revolutionized the game with his unprecedented long-range shooting ability, fundamentally altering how basketball is played. His record-breaking seasons, including the 2015-16 campaign where he shattered the single-season three-point record with 402 made threes, solidify his status as one of the most influential players of his era and the most skilled shooter ever, even surpassing Reggie Miller and Ray Allen in that sense. Beyond shooting, Curry has some of the best handles ever and can score with ease due to purely skill over size. Finally, Kevin Durant, a near 7-foot scoring machine with guard-like skills, has dominated the NBA with his unparalleled scoring ability and versatility. In terms of pure scoring talent, considering he is 6'11" and 240 pounds with long arms, Durant might be the greatest ever in this category. He can score in every way, over defenders in the post, from 3, 38.7%, and mid-range. At the stripe, he is automatic, 88.4%. There is simply no answer for Durant other than using brute force and physicality to throw him off. Tier 3. Hakeem Olajuwon, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, Jerry West, James Harden, Chris Paul. Hakeem Olajuwon, the Dream, revolutionized the center position with his remarkable combination of size, skill, and athleticism. A two-time NBA champion and Finals MVP, Olajuwon's career averages of 21.8 points, 11.1 rebounds, and 3.1 blocks per game highlight his dominance on both ends of the court. His signature dream shake move and his ability to defend the rim with precision make him one of the greatest big men in NBA history when it comes to pure skill. The fact a big man can even make a tier among the elite shows how great the Nigerian superstar was. Larry Bird, a legendary forward for the Boston Celtics, was known for his exceptional shooting touch, 37.6% three-point FG, basketball IQ, and fierce competitiveness. Bird would have probably been mentioned near Steph Curry in terms of pure shooting if he played today, and he had a perfect way to distribute the ball and rebound as well. Bird had great size at 6'8", but his skill level was simply on another level. Isaiah Thomas, a dynamic point guard for the Detroit Pistons, was renowned for his leadership, toughness, and clutch play. A two-time NBA champion and Finals MVP, Thomas got it done on both ends of the court by combining quick handles, shooting, and playmaking along with defensive IQ. Thomas was a pure point guard in terms of skills, and it worked because he won back-to-back titles in Michael Jordan's era. An often forgotten star and the NBA's logo, Jerry West was a dynamic guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, known for his scoring prowess, 27.0 PPG, and tenacity on defense. In terms of skill as a combo guard, West is easily in Tier 3 because he had no weakness as a player. He could shoot at the highest level, pass the ball perfectly, read passing lanes, and shut down players defensively. Despite the criticism of his defensive game, James Harden, a prolific scorer, career 24.3 PPG, and playmaker, 7.1 APG, has left an indelible mark on the NBA with his unique offensive skill set. His run with the Houston Rockets was almost unprecedented, as he demanded double and triple teams because of how great he was at beating defenders off the dribble. Armed with some of the best handles ever and an elite offensive arsenal including step-back jumpers and finishes around the rim, Harden has to be in Tier 3. Despite never winning an NBA championship, Chris Paul is still widely regarded as one of the greatest point guards of all time, known for his court vision, leadership, and defensive prowess. A 12-time All-Star and 5-time assists leader, Paul literally has no weakness on the court. Add in 9 all-defensive team selections, and we are looking at a first-ballot Hall of Famer and a pure point guard in every sense of the word. Paul checks all the boxes because his size is the only negative aspect of him as a player, which has nothing to do with skill. Tier 4. LeBron James, Steve Nash, Luka Doncic, Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, Tracy McGrady, Pete Maravich. Often regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time. Next to Michael Jordan, LeBron James has dominated the NBA with his unparalleled combination of size, athleticism, and skill for 2 decades. The king could probably climb a tier, but James is a physical specimen, and a ton of what he does on the court involves his incredible size, even if his basketball IQ might rank at the very top. His handles and natural shooting rank slightly below the players ahead of him, but he has raw skill when it comes to passing, finishing inside nearly every time, and rebounding. James's career averages of 27.1 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game come down to skill as much as physicality. Steve Nash, a 2-time MVP and one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, was known for his exceptional passing ability, shooting touch, and leadership. Nash's career averages of 14.3 points and 8.5 assists per game reflect his ability to orchestrate an offense and elevate his teammates' play. The 5-time assist champion is also one of the greatest pure point guards ever because he had perfect handles, a perfect jumper, and every pass in his arsenal. Despite being early in his career, Luka Doncic is as skilled as they come, a walking triple-double threat and the second coming of Larry Bird in terms of all-around skill. The Slovenian has to be mentioned in Tier 5 because his talent is simply a joy to watch. He has efficient handles, an excellent post game, and the ability to shoot over defenders with a high arcing shot. A triple-double machine, Doncic continues to add to his elite skill level every year. Magic Johnson, a revolutionary point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, redefined the position with his size, skill, and basketball IQ. A 5-time NBA champion and 3-time MVP, Johnson's career averages of 19.5 points, 11.2 assists, and 7.2 rebounds per game highlight his versatility and impact on the game. Johnson relied a ton on his incredible size to dominate the game, but he was arguably the most skilled passer ever. We can't ignore Oscar Robertson. The Big O was a trailblazing guard who dominated the NBA with his scoring, rebounding, and playmaking ability. A one-time NBA champion and MVP, Robertson's career averages of 25.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists per game highlight his triple-double prowess. Robertson did not have a weakness, as he could finish inside, break ankles with dribbles, and also crash the boards. Tracy McGrady's prime was cut short due to injuries, but that doesn't take away from the pure skill that he showed with the Orlando Magic, 2 scoring titles, and Houston Rockets. An elite scorer, passer, and rebounder for his position, T-Mac had no weakness, and was compared to Kobe Bryant at one point in his career. The late and great Pete Maravich would have been something else if his life hadn't been cut short by tragedy. Maravich had everything as a ball handler and shooter, and his pure skill revolutionized the 1970s when professional basketball was slowly becoming more popular and needed a savior to take it to another level. Add in the fact he was the leading scorer in the 1976-77 season, and we have a bundle of skill in a 6'5" frame. Tier 5, Kawhi Leonard, Carmelo Anthony, Dwyane Wade, Kevin Garnett, Nikola Jokic, Dirk Nowitzki, John Stockton, George Gervin, Tim Duncan, Paul George, Damian Lillard. Kawhi Leonard has a ton of physical advantages, including having an extremely powerful upper body and massive hands, but his skill on both ends of the court can't be denied. A 2-time champion and finals MVP, Leonard is another player without a weakness, and only constant injuries have detailed his legacy slightly. Armed with an elite jumper, 39.1% 3-PTFG, an excellent post-game, and a mid-range game, Leonard can take over games as he pleases. It might be tempting to throw a player like Jason Tatum in, but Carmelo Anthony is one of the most skilled players ever and takes the edge. With an unstoppable low-post and mid-range game paired with efficient handles and jab steps, Anthony made defenders quiver in their boots when he had the ball and was a 10-time All-Star for a reason. Dwyane Wade was never a great shooter with a career average of 29.3% from 3, but slashing is a skill that can't be taught. Wade is one of the greatest finishers in NBA history, and he also possessed elite defensive skills, such as being the greatest shot-blocking guard ever. His resume speaks for himself as well, as a 3-time NBA champion and 13-time All-Star. Kevin Garnett is a player you have to think about a little bit to truly respect as a skilled big man. Besides shooting threes, which wasn't common during his day, Garnett could do it all. He had an automatic mid-range and post-game, was an elite passer, and possessed every defensive skill. His averages of 17.8 points, 10.0 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 1.4 blocks per game back up his all-around skills. Nikola Jokic is a current player who has transcended basketball due to his unique skill set and basketball IQ, and has quickly established himself as one of the most talented big men in the NBA. Already an NBA champion and 2-time MVP, the Serbian is a point center which is the first of his kind. We might never see a big man dominate by being a skilled passer again. After all, he has a natural ability to play basketball because he makes it look so easy to pass, score, shoot, and rebound. Dirk Nowitzki, a transcendent forward for the Dallas Mavericks, revolutionized the power forward position with his exceptional shooting ability and offensive versatility. His iconic fadeaway jumper and his ability to lead the Mavericks to an NBA championship in 2011 cement his legacy as one of the most skilled big men of all time. He was 7 feet tall, but his shooting, 38.0% 3-PTFG, as a big man was his greatest skill along with his ability to finish around the rim with ease. John Stockton did not have the lightning-quick crossovers like point guards ahead of him in higher tiers, and he wasn't a natural scorer, but he is the all-time leader in assists, 15,806, and steals, 3,265, which is enough to place him among the 30 most skilled players ever. In terms of being a pure point guard, Stockton was the definition, and the Utah Jazz never missed the playoffs when he was the floor general. George Gervin was Kevin Durant before Kevin Durant. An elite scorer and four-time scoring champion, Gervin dominated the offensive charts every time he played and had no weakness as an offensive player. Even without a three-point shot in his arsenal, Gervin makes Tier 5 with an average of 25.1 points per game. Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward ever, dominated the league with his fundamentally sound game and defensive prowess. A five-time NBA champion and three-time Finals MVP, Duncan's career averages of 19.0 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 2.2 blocks per game highlight his impact on both ends of the court. Even if he benefited from being a big man, Duncan had no weakness as a scorer, rebounder, passer, and winner. Paul George is another skilled star because he combines elite handles, an excellent jumper with a career average of 38.3% from three, and excellent defensive skills such as lateral movement. Armed with the ability to pass and rebound as well, George is one of the best all-around players of his generation because he has no weakness. Damian Lillard is one of the most skilled point guards ever, although his lack of defensive instincts put him down a notch. The point guard is an elite shooter, 37.1% 3 PTFG, has quick dribbles, and has nifty finishes in his arsenal. Lillard is also a capable passer and rebounder for his size, but the main reason he appears in Tier 5 is because of his excellent shooting and scoring ability.